Today, being hated sounds like the worst thing that can happen. People fear criticism. They fear rejection. They fear becoming unpopular. But strangely enough, there is something most humans fear even more: being ignored. Think about that for a second. A hateful comment at least proves someone noticed you. An argument means you exist in someone's mind. Even an enemy is still paying attention. But being ignored, being treated as if you aren't there at all, that hits somewhere much deeper. Why? Why can a stranger insulting you feel less painful than someone pretending you don't exist? The answer begins tens of thousands of years ago, long before cities, long before governments, long before social media. Back when survival depended on something far more important than being liked, it depended on belonging. Imagine waking up in a small Ice Age camp. The morning air is freezing. Children are sleeping beside fires that barely survive the night. Hunters are preparing for a dangerous journey. Every person in the group matters. Every person has a role. Someone gathers food. Someone watches for predators. Someone carries knowledge. Someone helps raise children. Nobody survives alone. Now imagine something happens. Not hatred, not violence, something quieter. The tribe stops acknowledging you. People stop responding when you speak. They stop looking at you. They stop including you. You become invisible. At first, it seems harmless, but in the ancient world, this was terrifying, because invisibility often came right before exclusion, and exclusion often meant death. A lone human was one of the weakest creatures on Earth. We had no claws, no fangs, no armor, no incredible speed. A single person separated from the group faced predators, hunger, injury, and exposure with almost no protection. For most of human history, survival wasn't an individual achievement. It was a group project. And because of that, evolution built something remarkable into the human mind: a deep sensitivity to social signals. We became experts at reading faces, reading voices, reading body language, detecting tiny signs of acceptance or rejection. Not because it made us happier, because it helped keep us alive. Now here's the important part. Your brain doesn't always distinguish between physical danger and social danger. To your ancient ancestors, losing your place in the group was a survival threat, and many parts of your brain still react as if it is. This sounds fake, but modern brain scans reveal something fascinating. The regions activated during social rejection overlap with regions involved in physical pain. In other words, being socially excluded doesn't merely feel bad. Your brain processes it as a genuine threat. Think about that. The emotional pain of being ignored isn't some weakness. It's connected to ancient survival machinery that evolved over thousands of generations. But then something strange happened. Humans became so successful at living in groups that belonging became part of our identity. We stopped asking only, "Can I survive?" We started asking, "Do I matter?" That's a very different question, and it's one that still follows us today. Imagine you're speaking in a meeting. You share an idea. Nobody responds. The conversation moves on. You instantly feel uncomfortable, maybe even embarrassed. Logically, nothing terrible happened. Nobody attacked you. Nobody insulted you. Yet something inside you tightens. A small alarm goes off. Ancient instincts begin whispering. Did they hear me? Do I belong here? Am I being pushed aside? Most of the time, these fears are exaggerated, but the emotional system producing them is ancient, and ancient systems don't care about modern logic. Over time, humans became extraordinarily dependent on social approval, not because approval feels good, because approval signals safety. Every smile, every laugh, every invitation, every message, every sign of recognition. They all tell your brain the same thing. You are still part of the group. You still belong. Now think about social media, a platform where attention itself becomes visible. Likes, views, comments, shares, followers. For the first time in human history, people can measure social attention numerically, and that creates a powerful psychological trap. A hateful comment still represents attention. Someone noticed you, someone reacted to you, someone invested energy in you. Being ignored is different. No reaction, no response, no acknowledgement, just silence. To the ancient brain, silence can feel far more threatening. That's why many creators fear getting no comments more than getting negative comments. It's why some people stay in unhealthy relationships. It's why being ghosted can hurt so deeply. The silence creates uncertainty, and uncertainty is something the human brain hates. When someone dislikes you, at least you understand where you stand. When someone ignores you, your brain keeps searching for answers. Did I do something wrong? Are they angry? Have they forgotten me? Do I matter? The mind keeps spinning because the story feels unfinished, and unfinished stories consume attention. Anthropologists have found evidence that human communities relied heavily on cooperation long before civilization existed. Food sharing, childcare, protection, knowledge transfer. Everything depended on social bonds. The stronger the connection, the better the chances of survival. The weaker the connection, the greater the danger. For thousands of generations, humans who paid close attention to social standing often had an advantage. They repaired damaged relationships. They noticed tension early. They worked to maintain group membership. Eventually, those instincts became deeply embedded in human psychology, and traces of them still shape our emotions today. Now remember this. Being ignored doesn't hurt simply because someone failed to notice you. It hurts because your brain often interprets it as a threat to belonging, a threat to significance, a threat to identity itself. One archaeological discovery reveals just how powerful human connection has always been. Researchers have uncovered ancient skeletons belonging to people who survived severe injuries that would have made independent survival impossible. Broken bones, permanent disabilities, conditions requiring years of assistance. These individuals lived because other humans cared for them, fed them, protected them, kept them within the group. Think about the meaning of that. Long before written language, long before religion, long before nations, humans were already keeping each other alive. Belonging wasn't a luxury. It was survival. And perhaps that is why exclusion feels so painful. Deep down, your brain remembers something your conscious mind has forgotten. For most of history, being part of the group meant life. Being outside it meant danger. Tonight, you might send a message and wait for a reply. You might post something online. You might wonder why someone hasn't called back. You might feel that familiar sting when your presence seems unnoticed. And when that happens, remember this. The feeling is ancient, far older than your phone, far older than the internet, far older than modern society itself. It comes from a world where belonging meant everything, a world where attention was proof that you mattered, a world where survival depended on being seen. And maybe that's the real lesson. Humans do not simply want love. Humans do not simply want approval. At the deepest level, humans want recognition. We want evidence that our existence reaches other people, that our voice matters, that our presence leaves a mark. Because somewhere inside every modern human lives, an ancient mind still asking the same question it asked thousands of years ago. Am I part of the tribe? And perhaps that is why being hated can sometimes feel bearable, but being ignored can feel unbearable. One reminds us that we have enemies, the other makes us wonder whether we exist at all.